So you just got done watching the new Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and man, I want to play the game where it all started. Great, by all means do so. The original is an amazing game, and I will always suggest buying the game on whatever platformer suits your fancy. PC, phone, Switch, I guess. But what if you want a little something more? It's no surprise, this game is good, but it has aged like an old pizzeria. It's just been around so long that everyone knows what to expect. Even if the atmosphere is good, the pizza is a little moldy, shall we say. But what if you want something a bit scarier? You know, just a little step up in the horror department. A little newer, fresher, something to change it up a bit. A little plus, if you will. Say hello to Five Nights at Freddy's Plus. Take everything you know about the original game and make it 10 times worse. Okay, good luck. So we all know the story of Five Nights at Freddy's, but for those that don't, let's cover it anyhow. Five Nights at Freddy's is a point-and-click survival horror game made in 2014 by Scott Cawthon. It's been a little successful, you might have heard of it. It takes the perspective of a night guard called Mike Schmidt that is sitting in the security room watching over Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It's for a job, he wants money. Your job, on paper, is just to keep out any looters or things like that, as it's an old abandoned pizzeria. Normal job, simple enough. Unfortunately, looters isn't the issue. It's the things in the pizzeria. You have to watch over the cameras to follow the motions of the animatronics and make sure they don't get to your office with the doors open. There is Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, Foxy, and more, but that's an Easter egg. You see, the animatronics, well, they are very angry, or something is, and you are just the perfect vent for all that anger. And they will come at you with the intent to stuff you into an empty suit. Not so bad. You know, empty besides the sharp metal, rebar, and wires, so, you know, not a good time, probably gonna kill you. But hey, at least your eyeballs got away.
Yeah, again, would be your eyeballs and teeth when they pop out the front of the mask. Yeah, they don't tell you these things when you sign up.
So yeah, welcome to your job. Good luck, it gets worse each night. This is Plus. It's the main game, but everything is just a little worse. Better? I don't know how you'd put that. Horrifying, okay? The idea is this is immediately after the happenings of FNAF 1 and the closing of the franchise. And you play a detective? Private investigator? Or maybe a ghost hunter. I mean, he's got the gear, like, who carries a portable ghost finder? It's explained in the phone messages, but, you know, someone died here, why come here? But hey, he isn't paid to think, he's paid to find ghosts, or study a crime. Whatever the hell he's here for. Look, this is a continuation of the game, and basically you play a private investigator looking into what and how happened at the pizzeria. It's the same game you love, but everything's a little plus. The new designs of the animatronics is horrifying. I never thought you could make these things worse. Lo and behold, they did it. Each and every one of them is back in a familiar, yet slightly more horrifying design. Very graphically pleasing to the eye, especially when they're sticking out. I always believe the horror in these games lay in the animatronics' lack of movement. The idea, the stillness brought out the horror. But funny thing, they do move, and it's just as bad. Little twitches, movements here and there. It really brings these things to life. Get it? 'Cause they're haunted? But even with the movements, the game feels like just, well, a better version of the designs and really crushes it with their creepiness. And, when they move through the windows, just... Yeah, the creator of this was filmed moored before the project was abandoned like a certain pizzeria. Thankfully, you can still find the files floating around the internet. Download now before it disappears. And apparently someone took over and is still working on it, but I don't know the details. So in terms of controls, it's pretty simple. Mouse controls everything. Ta-da! It's a point and click, so get a good mouse, that's all you need. Oh, and some good headphones. Don't turn it up too loud, just trust me. I guess technically X turns on the ghost radar thing between the nights, but whatever. Everything has a slightly clunky to use feel to it. Like the lights. Simple enough, you click to turn them on, sure, but you have to click it again to turn them off or you will drain the battery, like the building is poorly designed. Or the doors, you gotta pull down on the lever. It really makes it feel like you control everything and it has weight, like it's an actual emergency shut door. The immersion is just excellent, all the way through. And we can't forget the most important part. So, sound is... Yep, still terrible. Everything is redone, there's just something about those little sounds that sell the atmosphere. The footsteps down the hall, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Chica in the kitchen, or... And never opening this door again. Yep, sounds good. Honestly, I feel that the sound is so good, I find that I don't need to check the cameras nearly as much. I can just tell where they are most of the time from sound alone, which for the later nights is really useful and helps a ton. The phone guy using a generated voice says,
Working the night shift died here. His body was found in the costume of one
strange. I understand getting the actual voice is probably impossible, and it is nostalgic, but the guy on the phone should be dead, so maybe just get a new voice actor. As for the soundtrack and music in the game, solid in every part. The jam that plays during the ghost search is just funny, like it knows it's supposed to be creepy but doesn't care. And it just has an excellent atmosphere all around with the music throughout the game. And when it comes to playing, it's the same. The nights are just as nerve-wracking, maybe even worse. Bonnie, stop breaking the cameras! Every move you feel nervous, and it spices it up just enough for it to feel like its own thing. The ghost hunting was a terrifying experience, the first 3 times, but redoing it every time I die is super irritating. I understand immersion, you can shove immersion up your ass, but whatever, it's still a great game, and overall it had plenty of Easter eggs and a good lore and just a whole lot of details if you want to look. Plenty to find, or you could just search them up. It's everything a FNAF fan would want, and it comes in a neat little package. Or zip file. What's that? Your wallet's a little empty? No problem, it's free. So, have fun, download it if you want a couple hours of entertainment. I promise you won't regret it. If it's a real copy and not some spyware. It's a fun new spin on a classic with enough changes to keep your interest and makes the game its own thing. I guess you could say it's all that and a little plus. Oh, and keep the right door closed after day 3. I'm serious, there's no way of watching both. Freddy's an asshole. Hey, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this little look into the super cool free game FNAF Plus. If you liked the video, I guess you could always subscribe if you think you'll like my stuff. Check out the person working on the project, that's important. I don't know. Thanks for stopping by, and yeah, share it around, I guess. Toodaloo.